مساء الخير جميعا، أهلا بكم في انتقالات اليوم 11. بدأ البرنامج مع أخبار عاجلة. طبعا كريس وود اقترب جدا من نيوكاسل. ناس قالوا إنه اليوم بيروح يعمل الاختبارات الطبية، عاد ما أدري يعني يفتحون في الليل. Welcome Chris and Dave. So it's Chris Wood.
Yeah, apparently we've met his around 20 million pound release clause. So that means that if you pay the player's release clause, his home club doesn't really have. I don't know whether they have any recourse to that. I mean, it basically says if you pay the release clause, then you can talk to the player about a contract.
Yeah, that's it though. It's just simply we've triggered the release clause, which allows us to talk to the player. It doesn't say that we'll try to get it. The transfer will go through for £20 million, but the minimum possibly will be £20 million. But that doesn't mean there might not be add-ons. It might be a case of we'll give you £15 million plus Sean Longstaff, or £50 million in Dwight Gale, or £19 million plus what do you got with Longstaff for $1 million? just you don't know what sort of, but
yeah,
the clause is being triggered, and that's the main thing.
Yeah. So they will pay the 20 million, for example, and other deal is with the players. Barely, it's no talk in this.
I mean, I think probably the personal terms wouldn't be an issue. I don't know if he's already under contract, whether we take up that contract ourselves, or whether I don't think he negotiates. If he's under contract, we pick that up. We don't negotiate a new one, I don't think.
So we should have a program or a Twitter account. It's called Release Clause. Players only for release clause.
So. Yeah, it's finding out who's actually got the release clauses, though, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's
it.
But unfortunately, Edwards who break the story, I believe.
Let's not. I mean,
no, it was other people. It was breaking with a couple of people. It wasn't just him.
The Athletic,
yeah. Is it David Ornstein?
No, not today. I mean, 2 days ago.
I mean, Luke Edwards was the one that broke the idea that he had a release clause. I mean, I'm not on the show to dump on Luke Edwards.
No, me too. I'm just saying. At least we hear something right from him. I have nothing against him, but at least he said something right this time.
I mean, that's implying that he was full of it, but I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, so what they talked about, what I talked about last night on the show as well. Sky had floated this idea that Newcastle could bring in a veteran striker and a young striker.
I will come back.
So it looks like the veteran. It looks like obviously the veteran will be Chris Wood. But as I quoted to you, I don't know if Dave, if you saw this, the ridiculous terms that France is asking for the Ekitike.
That was it.
So it was like as I recall from memory, 30 million euros plus 10 million euros in incentives that he would reach easily, plus the 30% sell-on clause, plus the most ridiculous one was, and that we would loan it once we bought him, we would loan him back. We would loan him back to Rennes for the rest of the season. So we pay up to 30 plus million for him, and we won't even be able to use him until next season, which is just, it's one of the most ridiculous sort of. I mean, I'm sure we'll see something in this window or the summer that will top that in terms of what other clubs are demanding from us, because I think that they think that we are, what's the word, easy targets, that we are, that we're desperate, and that we will do anything, and we have bottomless pits. But I mean, again, Yasser Al-Rumayyan didn't get to where he is in
exactly.
Saudi business by splashing the cash everywhere. He's a shrewd businessman. I'm sure him coming and visiting the locker room, as you said, gave them sort of extra incentive to go out and make some signings. Nobody going into this window was like Chris Wood would be our top target, but I think he's a shrewd signing that will help us stay up. And then he's not. We don't say he's our guy of the future. We're gonna have we stay up, and then next summer will look a lot different than this window.
What do you think, Chris? Sky Sports saying the release clause for Chris Wood is only active in the summer, so Burnley have accepted Newcastle offer for Chris. I think there is some mistakes here.
Yeah, that doesn't.
The release clause, Burnley will not.
The release clause is any time, and this is you pay to play.
Yeah, Burnley will not agree to release Chris Wood to us, without a release clause being hit, because you do not sell your best player to your relegation rival. You just don't do it.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a summer option. It's, as you said, it's anytime option.
Yeah.
Let's release a clause.
Yeah.
What's the comment from Badr?
No. He said, Assalamu alaikum. I hope I didn't miss anything. No, just Chris Wood news. A lot of people talking Saudi Arabia now on Twitter. I noticed they're saying, thanks for the agent for tell us, Trippier agent. He's actually the release clause.
Oh, he's the same agent as Trippier.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. This is what happens. You deal with agent, and then they say, hey, by the way, it's like I don't think I don't know if you've seen that, but like there's like the image of the salesman, and he opens up his jacket, and he's got all these things that you can sell. So it's like, oh well, you're interested in Trippier. Well, here's who else you can sign.
Looky man. But just seeing going back what that is it Sean was saying there was that 20 million quid for a player who only scored 3 goals. It's not just his goals. We want him for his goals.
But Dave, we shouldn't focus on this season because Burnley are in bad situation.
Yeah.
So look to the previous.
Yeah, he's got goals, but what you've got to remember is he's the sort of player who will bring in other players around him. You play the ball up to him. He's very good at holding the ball up. He's very strong. And for a bloke who's as big as he is, he's been booked 5 times?
Yeah.
That's astonishing. That for a bloke as big as he is.
You compare him to Andy Carroll. I think that's a canny comparison.
Yeah, he is. And
if you notice, 3 goals, but 17 games. But he's 10 goals minimum. But still, he have 16 games to play. So he will match 10. Over. Generally.
Yeah.
You get
with Trippier being on the end of Trippier's crosses and.
Yeah. What's that? Looks like Watford match would cost Newcastle more than £20 million. I don't understand that.
Me too.
I think it's just saying that all of us saying we have to get in somebody before.
We have to. Yeah, we have to, and that's what we've got to look at. We can't at the minute. We've got to make sure we stay up. Now, if Chris Wood comes in and assists us in staying up, whether by goals or by his assists, then that's 20 million quid well spent.
Yeah.
It may mean that he might not be the number 1 striker next season. But the fact is, we need a person who might get with goals or a person who might bring other players in, and I can only see players like Joe Linton and Maxi and players like that around Chris Wood. So anything that gets knocked down in the box or held up for players to come on to, out of this world,
Yeah, and I have an update
Go.
from Pete Graves on other business that they could do. So Pete Graves says on second striker, NUFC rate Ekitike, but nowhere near at the price that they've been quoted, which I gave to you guys earlier, like crazy clauses. Some interest in Darwin Núñez as well, but Benfica reluctant to sell. There's a feeling among key members of the ownership that Premier League experience will be key in the survival battle. I believe that entirely. Like, we don't want to bring in a 19-year-old with no Premier League experience and say, look, you're our savior, save us from the Premier League. Players like Chris Wood, like Trippier, other players. I think it's canny business to go after veteran and young players with Premier League experience, because you've got to know. I mean, the Premier League is, more intense at a higher level than any other league in the world, and you've got to be ready for the fight, and not come in from the French league and do the step overs like Maximin and or kind of come from MLS like Miguel Almiron and have that pace but not really much else besides the pace. Miggy, he puts in a shift, but what do we get? I've always kind of thought, like, I don't never like the term work rate, because it's like, okay, great, so you covered all this ground, but like, what did you actually accomplish?
End product is very limited with Miggy. End product, same as with Maxi. End product is minimum.
They seem to have either their first or second touch is a bit snake bit. Most of the time, if ASM comes into the box and shoots, it's like a rugby or American football kick.
طبعا يعني كريس يعلق على الصفقه. طبعا يتكلم عن تغريده بيتي جريفز من سكاي، يقول انه بالنسبه لاتيكي هيوغو مبالغ فيه جدا. شفنا احنا حكينا اليوم بسبيس اليوم تفاصيل سعره مبالغ فيه، طالبين مبلغ عالي جدا، يعني طالبين 25% نسبه بيع مستقبلا، 30 مليون، 10 مليون اضافيه بالاضافه الى اعارته للفريق لنفس الموسم، يعني ما يلعب معانا حتى الى الصيف، يعني ما بقى الا يقولون ونبغى بعد كم مباراه يلعبها ماكسيمم معنا، يعني كلام يقول لا تاخذونه. طبعا وفي كلام عن داروين نونيز من بنفيكا، لكن بنفيكا نفس الشيء، يعني ما يبغى يبيع الان وما الى ذلك. يعني Badr, he says, what do you think of Chris Wood? Do you think he's the good striker at this time, or was a decision in a hurry? I wished for better. This for you, Dave and Chris, because words in our I having a lot of WhatsApp question from Saudi fans. They said, what is this player? Never heard of them. Of him.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's not your billboard player, but people who know the Premier League, and I want to be very welcoming and accepting of our Saudi fans' opinions and maybe bewilderment, but those who know the Premier League know Chris Wood well, and they know he's a solid target man, as we like to say. And yes, he's not comes with the flash of Vlahovic or Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, but I think he's much more oven ready or ready made to come in and do the job for 6 months. Let's not think of we're not thinking that Chris Wood is the kind of signing that's like the new Newcastle. It's sort of, it's like they are a caterpillar and they haven't become the butterfly yet. They're coming out of their cocoon, and you're sort of, so Chris Wood is more of like a transitional figure. He might not even be at the club next summer. It's just he's going to do the job. He's going to do the job, and he's the kind of player that we get more of those guys like Trippier and Wood they're the kind of players that will help us stay up. And that's all we're thinking about right now. We're not thinking of let's take Chris Wood to the Champions League. You know,
we all said. I think we all said when PCP took over, don't expect this season, or certainly the January transfer window, don't be expecting your Mbappe's and your Coutinho's at the end of this year. If anything's going to happen, it'll happen in the summer. All the big signings will happen in the summer. So, but to get to the summer, we need the Chris Woods, the Kieran Trippiers to get us to the summer, and that's where we are now. So let's just hope that they can do the job that they've been brought in to do. And then next year, like Chris said, there's no guarantee that Chris Wood will be there next season. But he may also well be one of the squad players next season. Well, we've got Coutinho playing up front, because don't forget, Coutinho is only signing his 6-month loan with Aston Villa. There's other players who are going to become available in the summer.
Yeah.
So let's just wait until the summer for those high-profile signings.
Yeah.
We will get them one day. Just be patient.
Yeah. Big names, unless they're on their way out and not in favor at clubs. Big names don't move in January.
Yeah.
طبعا يتكلم كريس وديف عن انه كريس وود، طبعا هذا جواب سؤالك يا بدر، انه ليس بنجم الشباك لكنه معروف في الدوري الانجليزي، تقريبا سجل 10 اهداف في الموسم. هو يعني هو الذي سيقوم بالمهمه في هذه، يعني he will do the job، يعني هو اللي بيقوم بمهمه تسجيل نيوكاسل، يعني قدها يعني قصده. طبعا يعني مهاجم انتقالي، يعني مو هو هذا المهاجم اللي بنجيبه عشان نيوكاسل الجديد او نيوكاسل العهد الجديد، لكن هو مهاجم انتقالي الى حين تركد الامور ونظبط النقاط وان شاء الله نعدي موضوع الهبوط وما نجيب مهاجم بطريقه. شايفين احنا كل الانديه جالسه تستغلنا. اوكي. I think better than Wilson. I think they have good match together. What do you think the duo will become later in this season? And do you think we have another striker, or just will be with Wood, Dave, and Chris?
I think he'll be a good foil. He'll be a good foil for Wilson. Because Wilson's in the box type centre forward, with Chris Wood's hold up man. So I think he could be a good foil for Wilson. But we'll see. Later on.
We can't think about Wilson for 2 months. He's out for 8 weeks
exactly,
at least, and he's not going to come back in the 9th week and hit the ground running. It's going to, obviously the guy. I think it's pretty clear, and I know what you guys think, that with Wilson, he's often injured, but I think the injuries compound on themselves. He comes back too quickly, because doesn't want to stay out. He's a good servant to the club. He wants to come back and contribute as soon as possible. But I think the fact that he comes back maybe relatively too early compounds the injuries and just makes him. I mean, with hamstrings and calves muscles, it's like once you get the injury, it's going to be a chronic thing, not a one-off type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
طبعا مجدي، يعني انت عارف، يعني كريس يقول لك انه بالنسبه لي ويلسون اصلا بيتاخر تقريبا، ما راح يرجع يمكن الا في نهايه فبراير. would like to ask about Burnley. What do you think? They have issue with Chris Wood, or just maybe he thinking Burnley close to relegated? يعني this transfer telling us about Burnley?
It doesn't tell us anything. It says that if they really want to keep him, they should have put his release clause higher. I mean, Chris, who's the manager of Burnley?
Sean Dyche.
Sean Dyche is understood to be angry that he's losing Chris Wood. But again, it's not up to Burnley. This is a deal from his agent. His agent set the release clause at 20 million, and Newcastle's willing to pay it. So he's Burnley is not giving him up willingly. They're obligated to give him up if somebody meets the release clause.
What about you, Dave?
No, I think my friends are Burnley. I've got friends who are Burnley supporters, and they'll be
me too.
They'll be gutted. They'll be, because he's the type of player that they know. Although he's only scored 3 goals this year, it's not just his goals. It's his all-round player. It's his getting stuck in. When he played for Leeds, I thought he was a fantastic player. I keep saying, because we were interested in him before. We wanted to buy him a few years ago when he was actually playing for Leeds, and he was a big bully then, you know. And so I can only think it's going to be good for us.
Okay, why Chris Wood? Do you think he wanted to move?
Why do you want to?
We join the motion.
Just expectation.
Money, man.
Okay,
money.
That's all.
No, he's playing for a Burnley team, right? Who he knows are going to get relegated, right? He sees a chance with Newcastle of getting out the relegation area, getting into being part of the project, playing alongside. Let's not forget Kieran Trippier, who was also at Burnley. You know, he's going to be playing alongside Trippier, so somebody he knows is also going to get a decent wage. You know, he's going to get something to protect his livelihood for the next few years. Yeah. So he's not daft.
Hey, وليد, can you go on to NUSC 360, and there's a post from this guy Rich Beck where he compares Chris Wood's numbers to Mikel Antonio from West Ham and to Marcus Rashford from Man United, and you'll see the stats. If you don't believe that Chris Wood is a good striker, compare the stats to Marcus Rashford and to Mikel.
Leave Rashford. But Michael Antonio, who's better stats compared to Michael Antonio?
You should post this from the tweet. I can hold it up to the screen. No, it's not going to work.
It's not hard. Send it to me WhatsApp. I will put it on. Just send it to me WhatsApp please. طبعا يتكلم كريس انه يتحدثون الان في حساب 360 قاعد يسوي مقارنات يعني ارقام. يقول لك انه ارقام كريس وودز افضل من ارقام ميكل انتونيو وراشفورد.
No, he has to go out to upload the.
Yeah, I've just been looking at some of the comments on Twitter, and John Justice Allen, you know, he's saying can see him doing a good job, and that weekend's Burnley, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Chris, he's called. He goes on. Then we've got the scoreboard. It would be seriously would weaken Burnley. We've got Keith Patterson thinks it's a good signing and get behind the boys and let's have 3 points. So yeah, it seems as though it's all. I think there's only one person I've said. I think that's Ginger Pirlo, who seems to think. I don't know who he supports, but seems to be picking. It seems to be. What I'm seeing on Twitter is it's going down a quite. Everybody seems to accept it's a quite a good signing.
Here, Chris.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, in the all season, so he's played less. He's played 23 matches less than Mikel Antonio, and only has 4 less goals. So he has a better goal per game average in his career than Mikel Antonio. Mikel Antonio is a little better on the assists, but we don't need the assists from.
Yeah, I need to score.
We've got Trippier.
Uh,
Trippier can give those assists, but then
did you notice?
But if Chris Wood
compare him to, did you get the Rashford one too?
Sorry,
there's two comparisons in there. I like the comparison to Rashford as well.
Because I only got this one. But did you notice the game against which last game against home?
Cambridge.
Yeah. Did you notice players looking for Trippier to pass the ball for him? He's like the number 10 player. I noticed some players try to give him the ball. It's like he's a star, or he will do it better than me.
That's what he's known for. He's not known for he's known for his crossing and his free kicks.
I noticed that.
What it reminded me of, I mean, I was there on Saturday. Let's not forget I was. But it was like going back a few seasons when Shelby was hitting crossfield passes. Shelby was picking these passes, and they were 40, 50-yard passes, and Trippier was taking them in one move, controlling the ball, and then bringing Maxi in or bringing in Fraser. And then he was able to cross the ball. The cross is going into the box. There was nobody in the box to get on the end of the crosses, so that's where we had the problem. But yeah. If you can get Trippier on the ball and get Trippier to cross the balls in, Chris Wood's going to love that. He's going to love that.
Yeah.
بس هذه المقارنة طبعا مقارنة بين أنطونيو وكريس وود، يعني 155 مباراة لعبها وود في الدوري الإنجليزي مقابل 178 للأنطونيو. أنطونيو سجل 54، وود سجل 50، يعني لعب أكثر أنطونيو، بس سجل يعني فارق 4 أهداف زيادة. يعني الاسيست ممكن اكثر انطونيو، بس يتكلمون عن انه وود يعني هداف، يعتبر هداف كبير رقميا مقارنه بمايكل انطونيو وراشفورد من مانشستر يونايتد. Can we get striker before Watford game, says Majdi?
No, he said CB. He said center back.
Sorry, center back. Yeah, sorry.
We've been talking about the striker for the last half an hour only.
Yeah. Are we getting some CB?
Center back. The
guy
from
Fiorentina. Monaco. What about the guy from Monaco? The guy Benoit Bediashile.
I thought he was injured. I thought he was injured.
But 2 weeks this year.
Yeah, he is. But they're saying that he could be back. Certainly for February, and if they're talking about a decent centre back.
What is with our center? يعني Bachil injury, Lucas, Chris, Diogo Carlos, his colleague injured. What is already, huh? Yeah, he doing like this, I think, always. Okay, so okay,
he's from
Johnny,
New Zealand. He's a Kiwi.
Yeah. Johnny says, I think Chris Wood is a great masterpiece. And he will beat, this will weakness your rivals barely. With
Yes.
like what they're saying, they give us the nail, they give them the nail in the something
What is
in the coffin, nail in the coffin, something like that. Okay, Johnny says Wakil, يعني he's like he's saying to talking about his agent. So I guess the striker says to his agent, just do it, at least the clause, yeah. Layal say the team need more than a player, and he have more feature or different skills comparing to Wilson. What's Chris Wood's salary at Burnley? I think Newcastle have offered him much more salary.
I have no idea. I don't follow other teams' salaries.
Yeah.
So we have another news. Like I know now Chris Wood is the man of the hour, but do you have something else, Chris?
Wait.
Okay, we'll wait. Chris Wood.
Now Liam Kennedy is saying that there's no release clause for Chris Wood. And another guy said that this was the owner's decision to release him because the release clause wasn't valid until the summer. But I don't know what to believe.
Oh my God!
This is our friend Craig Hope points out that the final game of the season is Newcastle at Burnley.
At Burnley, exactly.
Get in. We want Chris Wood to score the goals that we will already be staying up. But if it comes down to the last game of the season,
can you imagine?
Chris Wood will be scoring the goals against.
But I'm starting to get worried about this summer thing. Liam Kennedy is saying that summer.
Yeah, well, even though, but the chairman has sanctioned the move.
Yes.
The chairman has sanctioned the move. The chairman has agreed to sell Chris Wood.
So why he agreed?
Because
to get 20 million for a 30-year-old is good business.
Because they're skint. They
can spend the money now.
Yeah.
To get his replacement in. It's done early enough in the window that they
I'm afraid they will get the money and go to buy the Hugo lad.
No.
You're not going to go to Burnley.
Who knows?
Burnley.
All right. Okay, I'm just joking. Yeah. Okay. So, anything else regarding deals, links?
I have no more. No.
Who's that player you were going to mention before I interrupt you? The one for Fiorentina.
I will not say the name because
the eyes guys, yeah.
Milunic.
Yeah. Let me see. Fiorentina center back.
Hang on, yeah, he's got.
Of course, Chris Wood, if he sign, will play against Watford for sure. Majid asking.
Nikola.
Yeah.
Milenkovic.
Yeah.
That's not a hard name.
It is for someone from Saudi.
Nicola. No. There's that was my impression of the Swiss. There's like a Swiss. I don't know what you call them. Like for when you have like a sore throat and you have like the little cough drops.
Oh, right.
And there's a Swiss brand called Ricola. The advert is like those like long Swiss like Alpenhorns, and it's saying like Ricola.
طبعا هذا مدافع من فورنتينا لسه في كلام عليه.
Don't translate that.
اوكي. مدافع فورنتينا يعني برضو عليه كلام. Milenkovic. Yes.
Yeah, say it again. Nikola Milenkovic.
Nikola Mikulnikovic.
Yeah.
That's Chris. Okay, Majid, say, can we see Chris Wood against Watford? Of course.
Yes.
Right? Of course. That's why we did it.
That's why we're buying.
إن شاء الله يقول ماجد إن شاء الله بنشوفه في مباراة واتفورد. Layla says it's not fair to compare Chris Wood with Rashford, who is different position. Chris Wood is focused in the box, and Rashford he's a wing or something, or half position. So what do you think?
It's just to show people saying like, oh, he's not quality. Chris Wood is not quality. That guy is quality.
He has some quality. But I tell you what, one of the other stories I heard today was that Wijnaldum has said he doesn't want to come to Newcastle in this window. Now, I don't know why he's took the tip.
Who say that?
Wijnaldum.
Wijnaldum doesn't want to come back on loan to Newcastle.
Yeah, but who say that? On his behalf?
Yeah, no, it's reports. Probably. Most of these stuff is agents talking. Yeah, agent talk.
Well, I think Wijnaldum, if he didn't came in this window, he will never came. This is just my personal opinion.
I don't want to waste talk on players that say they don't want to come. So.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Okay. I was hoping that the next striker would be a better player. In fact, like Bakambu from Chinese league, or Suarez or Belletti?
No, sorry. Suarez is playing for the league champion Atletico Madrid. He's not coming to Newcastle, but like it's a completely different case than Trippier. Yeah.
واتفورد فريق قوي جدا مقارنة باللي خسر منه نيوكاسل. He comparing Cambridge to Watford. يعني we're gonna struggle against Watford. That's why tomorrow.
I think that the Cambridge match and then all of the practices after that, Eddie Howe will have put not cracked the whip, but he's not pleased.
Yeah, and I think
he always has like a sunny disposition, and he always says, "Well, I didn't feel like a loss," but that's what he says in public. I can assure you that behind the scenes he's incensed, and he would say something like, "This is not who we are. Let's show Watford who we are," and it should be a day and night comparison.
Yeah, I'm not fearful of Watford, not this season.
Oh my God! They make Keith Downey go to the Stadium of Light. Keith Downey has to go to Sunderland Lincoln.
Yeah, that's because Sunderland can go top of the night. But let's not talk about. Let's not talk about that.
Sky Sports spells his name wrong. They spelled it Kieth. No wonder half of the replies to our friend Keith Patterson say, "Hey Keith," and it's like Kieth.
Yeah.
If you know more, if you want to know more about Watford game, watch us tomorrow 6 p.m. UK. بكره عندنا حلقة خاصة عن فريق مواجهة واتفورد القادمة بكره إن شاء الله الساعة 9 بتوقيت السعودية.
All right, nice job, Ellie.
I look almost evil on there.
You are the one who didn't smile, so it's not my fault.
I look quite menacing.
All right. Yeah, I've got no more news, Ellie.
Yeah, it's okay.
Let's do a quick check.
Dave, you know the score, mate. That crowd will be right behind any new signings.
Yeah,
because they are behind Eddie Howe. That's not a question.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. I've read a few things. Where people have seem to be doing down the signing of Chris Wood. But the fact is, we need on Saturday. Chris Wood's going to come in. We need to get behind the team, and we need to make sure that, for one, that we beat Watford. Because we beat Watford on Saturday. Let's not forget. Let's celebrate this on Saturday. If we beat Watford, they go in the bottom three, and we go to fourth bottom. We come out bottom.
Yeah.
That is the ultimate position we're at the moment. We have to get out of this situation, and if Chris Wood does that, and if Kieran Trippier assists to that, then the money we've spent on them two players, whether it's 30 million, 50 million, is going to reap those dividends in future, because the PCP, PIF, Mr. Al-Rumian, they're going to invest in this football club.
Yeah.
Now, we can only invest in this football club, and we can only make Newcastle big as if we are in the Premier League and we are challenging for those titles in the next 3 to 5 years.
وليد, I see some questions in the comments about is this confirmed? What we're talking about. We should clarify that the news tonight is that Chris Wood is going for his medical. The medical evaluation is the final step in a transfer. after the clubs have agreed terms. And
But Chris, there is medical at night.
Get that tomorrow. He'll be travelling up to Newcastle tonight
To do it tomorrow
He's
morning.
medical tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what the news is. You're not going to see the club tweet out a photo of Chris Wood tonight with a holding up a scarf or having a Newcastle shirt on, because the medical is like a formality. That the guy is healthy and he doesn't have any underlying medical issues.
Unless he catches COVID. Touch wood.
I wonder what the medical looks like when they look at when Callum Wilson came in and they look at his calves and at his hamstrings, because
exactly.
Clearly he's
they're just showing on Sky Sports some of Chris Wood's goals. So that's quite good.
I think now everyone in Saudi Arabia now watching Chris Wood's goals now. Milnikovic, very good player, but AC Milan try a lot to win his signing, but his club is annoying, and he didn't agree to sell him. But he was first target for Mardini and Milan.
The Italian clubs are skint; they don't have money. That's why they wanted to be in the Super League, to get money.
Who will win, Newcastle or Watford, if we just sign only? I will continue your question, Vexen, and if there is, with this signing, with Chris Wood only and Trippier, so can we win over? Are we ready for Watford, lads? We'll discuss in details tomorrow, but this is the question.
Yes. I mean, I thought if we didn't have any signings, we had a good chance against Watford. But as the Watford on the Athletic podcast, on the Talk of the Tyne, I think that's what it's called. Pod on the Tyne. Sorry. They have the Watford correspondent for the Athletic talking. And he was saying basically the issue with Watford is they don't keep clean sheets. So for a club that doesn't score like Newcastle, it's a good sign.
What about their new signings for defense? We'll discuss them tomorrow. They have good signings, no?
We'll see.
We'll see.
I don't think so.
Honestly, I'm not bothered who Watford sign. I'm not bothered who Leeds sign.
But we want to. I know you are not bothered, but we need just to share with the fans, because it's a new information for them. So
in one ear, out the other ear.
All right, lads. So last question: do you think the night is finished or done, or do you think the night continue? As Charlie Bennett say, together with you, Chris, in the space at Twitter, he said usually 10 UK we hear some things.
I don't know. We know that Meredad and Amanda and Nikki are putting in probably 12-hour days, at least, working around the clock to get new signings in. So, I'm not a crystal ball. I can't predict the future, but I'm never going to say never that there's not going to be any more action tonight. But I don't expect it. But
what about you, Dave?
One more player in before Watford. I think as they also discussed on the Athletic podcast, Pod on the Tyne, Newcastle has until Friday at noon to register a new player in order to be able to play Saturday.
Yeah, this is what I was telling you yesterday, وليد. Any new signings, we've got up till 12 noon, which is, as long as it's more than 24 hours before the kickoff, then we can sign that player. And we can play him on the Saturday. So Chris Wood's the first. Hopefully, Todd Cantwell, and he could be coming in. because they're still talking about him. But no bid's gone in for that. But it's just one of those players who we're looking at. So we'll see.
طبعا كريس يقول انه يعني الملاك يعني تحدث انهم تقريبا يشتغلون تقريبا او اكثر من 12 ساعه في اليوم، يعني عندهم الجدول مزدحم، ممكن في اي لحظه ممكن تصير صفقه، ممكن يصير في خبر، يعني لسه الليله ما خلصت يعني، ولا حتى يعني ان شاء الله يعني بنسمع شيء يعني قريب اخر. ديف يقول زي ما قلنا امس انه يمدي اللاعب قبل يوم الجمعه، طبعا مباراه يوم السبت 24 ساعه من قبل صفره البدايه ممكن يسجل نيوكاسل لاعب عشان يكون رسمي يلعب في المباراه القادمه في الدوري. واليوم الثلاثاء يعني اذا بكره تم راح يوصل يوم اللاعب كريس وود الى نيوكاسل وراح يعمل الاختبار او الفحص الطبي الصباح، فيعني يمديهم بكره يسجلون ولسه في وقت كبير حتى لاضافه لاعب اخر. ديف يقول ممكن كانتويل، كثير يتكلمون عن كانتويل من نوريتش، ممكن حتى ينضم حتى ممكن ينضم الى نادي نيوكاسل. فاينل وورد.
Away the lads.
Away the lads. See you tomorrow.
Two block word army.
Up the Chris Wood.